Hi, so I am going to be talking about animal poop, and with the students, I would start off with this form. So before we actually read the book, I would ask them, "What do you know about animal poop, and how is it differ? How does it differ from human waste?" So I would ask the question, "What do you know about animal poop, and how does it differ from human waste?" So as a class, I would have them to go in on their Chromebooks, and we can type. One of the things that I can say is, I know that my dog poops in the grass, and it is big, depending on the size of the dog. So I would have them to fill this form out as before reading, just to get a feel for what they know. And then I would also ask, what do you know about animal waste? So after an animal eats, they produce waste. Waste or poop. So we would all fill this in, or I could type in the answers as they're going along. After we've done this part, prior to the after reading, I would have them to watch this video, How to Turn Poop into Power.
On from Minute Earth. At this very moment, your body and the bodies of most animals are producing a valuable renewable resource that can be used to power and heat your home. As it happens, poop contains the raw materials necessary to produce methane gas, which you can burn to produce energy or heat. But you can't just light your toilet or a pile of manure on fire and plug your phone in. There are a few critical steps necessary between pooping and using that poop for energy. First, we need to collect the poop, and in the case of human poop, separate it from sewage water at a treatment plant, which leaves a goopy, poopy sludge that's about as gross as it sounds. Then we put the poop in a warm, oxygen-free tank, where some poop-eating microorganisms break down the complex carbon-based molecule poop is made of into a series of simpler and simpler and simpler molecules, until finally other microorganisms happily gobble up these new molecules and breathe them out as a gas, which contains some carbon dioxide, but is mostly, and more importantly, made up of methane, the simplest carbon-based molecule. Amazingly, more than half of the poop by volume becomes gas, and the rest is a compost-like solid made up of nutrients that might...
So I'm not going to show the whole video for time's sake, but I would show them the video to kind of get their heads wrapped around what it is we could possibly be looking at. And then I would introduce the book, What Do They Do with All That Poop, by Jane Kurtz and Allison Black. So this is the book that we would be looking at. So after we did that, we would go in, we would read our book, what do they do with all that poo, and we would fill out, what did you learn from our reading? So I can say, elephants poop 165 tons, no, 165 pounds of poop a day. For reference, a football is only about a pound, so they poop about 165 footballs a day. So this is how I would introduce or spark the idea of learning about animal poop with my students.